You must decide now. You are a man or a woman. Choose. You have these two options. Decide right now. This is a wild video that is basically just anti-trans propaganda that I wanted to watch with you guys. I don't know if you guys ever seen a Darman video, but Darman records these videos that are just like the most basic of life lessons. They're like, don't steal, don't beat up the elderly, or just like wild life lessons, like don't like whip somebody for being black. It's like the wildest life lessons. You'd be like, of course, like that's wild that this would even need to be discussed. But you know, I guess for a lot of kids it's not that bad, because they're being taught the most basic of life lessons in a very kind of like, you know, cut and dry way. So some parents are like, oh, that's helpful for the kids. But I've also seen a lot of adults that really enjoy Darman videos. I guess they like are just really invested in, like, you know, the bad guy getting their comeuppance at the end of the day, and they just really like revenge prawn. And this is an example of it. A curd is a curd. Yo! Possibly Bleat has donated. Oh my goodness. Gutter chat. BTFO. Pure Twilight. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys saw that. Pure Copium gifted a tier 1 sub to Twilight Steve, being the first one to gift a sub for Gutter Chat. First person to raise an official banner. Then possibly Bleat responds saying, get back in your lane, and drops $100 down saying Gutter Chat BTFO. And that is the largest donation of today's stream. Marking Gutter Chat with dishonor. Honestly, I mean, that was a curb stomping. We just saw like Gutter Chat like slap, and his response was to like take out a sledgehammer and like reenact what Wagner did to the prisoners. It's like that's some pretty intense stuff right there. Anyway, back to what we're about to watch. So this is like those Darman videos. The difference here is that while a lot of different other examples like Darman copycats have popped up, this is the first one that I've seen target trans issues. Maybe other ones have, and I just haven't seen it, but this is the first attempt I've seen at any of these Darman video copiers or any of these Darman copycats to tackle this issue. And I was like, okay, so are they going to talk about bullying? Like, hey, don't bully someone just because they're different than you. Are they going to talk about acceptance? Are they going to talk about suicide? Because trans suicide rates is a really massive issue for trans people. Depression. Are they going to talk about any of these issues that are pertinent for not only trans people, but for young people generally? I mean, like stories about trans mental health issues, of course, communicate the most to LGBTQ plus people, but mental health issues and depression and suicidality, these are problems that everybody faces and can be helpful to a ton of people. And these videos are really directed at young people too. So I would think like, oh, so that's what they're going to aim for. Well, I haven't watched the video, but I've been told that instead of going that route, they go the route of reenacting a teacher propagandizing a student and brainwashing them into thinking they're trans until their father busts it down and comes in and says, no, I will not allow my son to wear the nail polish and be the evil and and all of that. And it's really wild, just kind of just blatant transphobic propaganda. So I wanted to check it out, not only because we should say this is wrong and terrible, but mostly just to kind of laugh at it, because I've been told that it's quite ridiculous. So we're going to watch it together. This will be my first time watching it. I know Vosh has watched it. That's how I heard about it down the pipeline. Catch a Butterfly, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub to Jaden Ryan as Gutter Check continues to try to fight out of their now very steep deficit, trying to do a Warsaw style uprising. Anyway, let's watch.
Hey son, what's going on here?
I borrowed some of Mom's fingernail paint. Doesn't it look cool, Daddy?
I'm sorry, man. We should have skipped the coming up section because it kind of feels like a spoiler. But really, he has a Barbie doll and he's painted his nails pink, and this has caused that much of a reaction from this man. Really? I'd just be like, ah, you dumb kid. That color looks terrible on you. I mean, I don't know. They're children. They're children. They're just playing around. Why would this matter? He looks terrified when he sees the doll. Oh my god. He looks terrified. This is the type of reaction I would expect like a parent to have when they hear like, Xanax, huh? You've been popping those? Like, not when it's like they have a toy doll.
I've been doing some new amazing videos with my daughter on her YouTube channel. I would love for you to check it out. You can click the link above.
I would rather do anything else.
Or the link in the description. I'll also pin it to the top of the comment section.
My beautiful baby boy, I love you so much. I'll always be there to take care of you, my son. Oh, good catch, son. You Hall of Fame, right?
Yo, he didn't age a year, man. Oh my gosh, I need to know this guy's skincare routine, okay? Hey, I don't care how homophobic this guy might be in this episode or whatever, but he must be friends with some queer people, because that's the only way, only possible way his skin, it looks that fantastic after only 7 years. After 7 years, like, didn't age a single day. Beautiful.
Hey, Howard. Hey, great barbecue you got going on here today, man.
Hey, Jim. Thanks, man. No problem. Always fun to have a get together.
Well, thanks for the invite. I know Alexa really loves it.
Alexa? I didn't know you had a daughter. I thought you had a son. Where is he? Sorry, Jim. Did I say something wrong?
Well, it's not Alex anymore. It's actually Alexa.
You changed his name?
Well, I didn't change it, and it's more than just his name that's changed.
Oh, that little girl is Alex? Isn't he or she too young to make that decision?
It's the day in schools, Albert. I agreed to let my son take these sexual education classes, and then this happens.
I'm sorry. I just love the idea that, like, I'm sorry, the school like went in, they changed the birth certificate. Like, I had no choice in that. They just changed it. They took one sex ed class, and my child was like, look, I've been reading some like Abraham Kendi, I've been reading some like CRT and some gender theories classes, and I've decided that ideologically I'm a woman. Of course, I'm not actually a woman or actually trans. I've been brainwashed. I've been propagandized. The school brainwashed me.
Whoa, really?
Wow.
I got that.
There was no prior signs whatsoever. They just went to school. They made the decision. They didn't consult any doctors. They didn't consult anything. Like the vast majority of cases that I'm aware of from all the trans people that I've communicated with, like all the difficulty that young people actually have in trying to get HRT or trying to get puberty blockers, the amount of doctors that have to reaffirm their gender dysphoria or reaffirm the fact that, yes, they are trans, that this isn't just a quote-unquote phase. None of that. The school just was like, are you trans? Maybe, I don't know. You're trans. You're a woman now. Alexa. You're Alexa now. I love it. Oh my goodness. Completely unregulated. That's crazy, man. I don't know. This must be like California in like the year 2090.
That same email a few days ago from the school, Jim. I thought Sammy's was too young. But hey, we had sex ed. What's the big deal? So I agreed to let Xavier go.
Well, it's not the same as it used to be, Albert. Yeah, when we were growing up, they used to separate the boys and the little girls and talk about very gender-specific traits. And now it's about everybody being equal, and you decide your gender in this class by the things you like.
Wait, what? Wait, sex ed is now just about equality? Dude, I would love to like take a sex ed class. Okay, number one, the idea that they're diving into deep gender theory at the age of 7, I find that ridiculous. But I like the idea that like in the sex ed class, they start with like a speech from Martin Luther King, and they're like, okay, the first thing you need to know about sex, okay, is that everyone's equal, okay, equality. That's the first thing, is not condoms, which was what I was taught, and I just got out of high school not too long ago, and I don't think it's changed that significantly. Not to mention, like, we're talking about 70-year-olds. What type of sex education are they getting? They're being told, they're getting rounded up, and they're being told, you must decide now. You are a man or a woman. Choose. You have these two options. Decide right now. You're a man or a woman. I like this idea that there's like the gender Gestapo that rounds up all the children, and like, today's you will decide the rest of your life right now, man or woman. Like, this doesn't happen. This isn't happening in these schools.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
Like, as far as I know, if there's a kid that goes out of their way to say, hello, I believe that I'm a girl, I would like you to address me as a girl. Like, those scenarios I've heard of happening, but I've never heard of the teachers rounding them up and like making them choose their gender. I love the idea. I could imagine my sex ed class. It's like, okay, all the homosexuals over there, all the straights over there, all the bisexuals over there. Okay, you need to choose, by the way. And those are the only 3 categories, no others, okay? Okay, I don't want to see any asexuals in here. You gotta choose. Man or woman, gay or straight. Choose today.
Yeah, Alex just said he liked that singer Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish?
Or whatever her name is. You know, that's one of his favorite performers. And that opened up a can of worms. Yeah, so the teachers started pointing out that he might be a little girl trapped in a boy's body.
Wait.
Dude, I love the idea that all it took to convince doctors, teachers, school staff, all of them, that this guy was this little boy, little girl, little demon, okay, whatever they are, all children are demons, no matter if they're trans or not, that all it took to convince them that they was a girl is that, oh, I liked Billie Eilish. I'm really happy that I never mentioned like my love for Papa Don't Preach while I was in school, or I would have been strapped up into the chair. And I don't know what that movie's called. I forget what the movie, but they like open the eyes like this and they brainwash them to be non-violent. I forget the name of the movie, but they hooked me up to that chair and opened my eyes and bimbofication me. Yeah, like Clockwork Orange style, 100%.
So how's your wife dealing with this?
Well, it's hard, Albert. It's really hard on the family. Yeah, the next day, Alex started wanting us to call him Alexa. Well, at first we thought he was kidding, but then he started not to want haircuts anymore. You know, I'm an 80s guy, Albert. I'm not used to this type of stuff.
Yeah, man. Things are different now. I'm all for trans rights, but the grooming's too much.
The grooming is too much. Again, I just... Man, if it was this easy for people to get trans healthcare in this country, to get reaffirming care in the education system in the American society, oh my God, that would be absolutely insane. I mean, if that was the case, then you wouldn't need all these doctor referrals and all. I just think the system he's talking about is just so laissez-faire and just so out of touch with reality. I mean, I understand that this is like a Darman copycat, so it's not designed to like really go into the nuance of any of these situations, but it's just like completely off base with what the process would be like this child in this scenario finds out, like teachers find out that this child one day liked Billie Eilish. Then the very next day after finding that out, they point out a few other things. This child goes home, tells their parents that their name's Alexa now, and now they're just a girl because of that one day. That's all it took. That's all it took. There was no going to doctors and nothing. They're getting on testosterone. They're transitioning because of the fact that they liked Billie Eilish. That's the only evidence. I would like to see any case anywhere in the country or any country where all it took to convince a doctor that somebody was a woman was because they liked a female singer. It doesn't even make sense. Men like female singers all the time. They're just like, oh, being a woman is just like, I don't know, when you like feminine music. Like, that's how it's decided? Really? Get out of here. Phantom Freak, thank you for the Prime. Being sub for 4 months, currently on a 2-month streak, adding to the ranks of gutter chat. Starting to pick up some steam.
Especially at a young age.
Seriously, back in the day, you know, there are haters that...
Dude, you know how many trans women I know that would love it if it was this easy? Just like walk up to a doctor, I'm trans, here's your hormones. And they don't have to go through like 3 or 4 referrals and go through all this expensive processes to get confirmed that they're trans and to make doctors finally believe them, that this gender affirming care is going to help their psychological state. Like, oh my God, that would be like a dream world for these people, for the trans people I know. My goodness, but that's just not the world we live in. Cold Cynic, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub and gifting a tier 1 sub to Shawish, adding 1 more to the ranks of the gutter chats.
I went out of their way to persecute the LGBT community, you know, which I'm totally against. Nobody should be hated on for who they are. But also, it's too young for a kid's mind. They're still learning about life and who they are.
I agree. So Jim told me some news about his son, Alex.
You mean Alexa?
Oh, You know?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's a bit young for him to make that change?
What's the big deal?
Oh, I mean, it's not a big deal. But he's saying they groomed him in that sex education class. I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't send Xavier.
Seriously, Albert? I didn't realize you were so transphobic.
Damn, she's Twitter. She's Twitter. No, she's Twitter. She's been brainwashed. No.
What? Come on, Raven. I'm not transphobic. I just want a son to be.
Dude, what if? But I mean, you got to think about it from this man's perspective. What if their son lets out that he likes Lady Gaga? Then the teacher will have no choice but to take out a buzzsaw and go for his little pecker. I mean, oh my God, it's terrible. They're gonna do a sex change operation in front of the whole classroom, like gruesomely. It's terrible. It's happening in elementary schools all across the country. To like before the fetus even comes out. It's atrocious. Oh my goodness.
A son?
And you don't have a problem with that?
No. If our son is happy being a boy, then let him be a boy. If he decides otherwise, then let him. Whatever makes him happy. What exactly is really the problem, Albert?
It's just he's too
Damn. Oh my God, she's actually tearing him apart. Damn.
young to make that decision.
But he's not too young to play Mortal Kombat and rip people's heads off. Or steal cars playing Grand Theft Auto.
Babe, those are video games.
Damn, she's not wrong though. He's like, oh my God. So wait. Oh my God. So wait, so the video's moral system. Okay, I'm sorry. The video's moral system is children should be able to run over hookers and sleep with them and go to strip clubs in a video game because that's a video game. But anybody breaching the topic of trans people existing, that's too mature. That's too far. That you can't possibly say that, hey, some boys are actually born with the bodies of girls, but they're actually boys, and some girls are born with the bodies of boys, but they're actually girls.
Morally corrupt,
like boom, you've done it. You've explained the topic to a child. They might have some follow-up questions. You can keep it age appropriate, but are we really gonna say that running over hookers and plowing prostitutes in a video game is more appropriate for a child than breaching that social topic, breaching the topic of trans people's even their existence? That's too much.
ALX Pilk
but running over hookers, nah, that's fine. That's a video game. This video has a really like backwards like moral system. It could have not even mentioned it. It could have just been like, well, you're right. Maybe we shouldn't let our child play these adult video games. But it's like, no, running over hookers, that's fine. Breaching the topic of sexuality in an appropriate educational setting, no, that's too far. That's too much. If this is the case, and where we're like okay with the 7-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto, but we're not okay with the 7-year-old being told the basics of what trans people are, you know what that reads to me? You're more comfortable with your kid running over these hookers, plowing these hookers, and learning about sexuality through violent video games, which is not how children should be learning about sexuality or trans people. And also, there's trans people in Grand Theft Auto, just gonna throw that out there. That is the worst place for a child to have to learn about these topics. The worst place. They do not break them down in the most... They do not break them down in a child-appropriate way, and they don't always break it down in the most appropriate way, period. And we're really comfortable with that, but we're not comfortable with them even learning about the existence of trans people? This is silly. Come on. The video didn't even need to mention video games. It could have just completely avoided this, but it just like openly went out of its way to be hypocritical.
You know his favorite character in Mortal Kombat is Katana. Maybe that's who he wants to be in real life.
I'm sorry. True. That's evidence. That's evidence, man. You know what? Proof. You gotta go. You gotta give him estrogen right now. Right now. You gotta like just estrogen right now. That's. I think I know like 7 people that transitioned after playing a female video game character. They're like, oh, I'm a female video game character. Better go transition now.
I think he picks her because he finds her attractive.
Oh gosh, now you're mansplaining.
Damn, Twitter.com.
Wake up, Albert.
Wake up.
It's a new age. I really don't think this class is going to be a big deal. It's going to teach our son about all genders. It's good for him. I know you wanted a boy over a girl. Is that what this is all about?
It's not about that. I wanted a girl as much as I wanted a boy.
Also, I think some people dropped it some some subs. I appreciate those people. Julian 4815. Thank you for the 2 gifted, 1 to H Rondo and 1 to Rick Montana time. Appreciate it.
But
You know what? It seems like you're getting up.
Oh, and somebody also dropped the $5 on Site Chat, keeping Site Chat ahead of the game with Alex Pilk with the $5. Appreciate it. Not allowing them to catch up.
Should I set up an appointment with our counselor?
no. It's okay, Raven. It's cool. I'm cool. He can take the class.
Okay, thanks. I have this work to focus on.
Okay, great class today, kids. Xavier, can I see you for a minute?
Sure, Mrs. Karen.
Oh, come on, really? Really? They named her Mrs. Karen and gave her pink hair, red hair? Oh my God. Oh my God. I've heard about On the Nose, but this, really? Miss Karen? Oh, come on.
Xavier, you're such an amazing child. I wanted to talk to you about something that happened today in class.
What is it?
Well, I noticed you put male as your gender in class.
I am a boy.
Well, there are a few things that I noticed about you that might make you think otherwise.
Is a immoral,
Dude,
morally
what?
corrupt,
Who does?
bankrupt
Who
man.
thinks that this happens? Who honestly thinks that this happens? That they sit down children and are like, hey, look, I know you say you're a
Burns is
boy
a
and you say you're
immoral,
comfortable as a
morally
boy.
corrupt.
I hear you, but let me debate bro you into being a woman. I can't imagine sitting down a child and trying to debate bro them. Like, okay, you say you're a boy, but have you considered the fact that your pencil case is pink and that you like Lady Gaga? Traits of a femoid, okay? This doesn't happen. You're just making up nonsense to be angry about. You know, there's a country right now, Ukraine, that's being invaded. There's like mass graves, the largest mass graves in Europe since the Yugoslav genocide, 440 bodies in Izium, right? Where we're seeing people executed with sledgehammers. Like some of the worst atrocities known to man is happening right now in Ukraine, torture chamber. I mean, horrific stuff. The largest art heist since World War II with over 15,000 pieces of art stolen from Ukrainian museums, including over 2,000-year-old Scythian gold. Gold that was around before Jesus Christ was born. And instead of getting angry about any of that or any of the other million issues that you could have in LGBTQ plus issues, instead you get angry about the made-up scenario of teachers debating children into being trans. Like, hey, have you ever thought about, taking on $50,000 worth of medical debt to transition? Doesn't that sound fun? Doesn't that sound hip? Don't you want to spend $30,000 to $50,000 on surgery and estrogen and all of these different things that are going to make your life more difficult? Wouldn't you love to do that? What? It doesn't make any sense. Why would these teachers want to burden these children with something that's going to make their life more difficult? Or burden these children with something that's also going to be a giant financial burden if they want to go through the surgical operations and the gender reforming treatment that many trans people require for their mental health, require for their health, period. It just doesn't make any sense why any teacher would want to do this. And I don't know of any scenario of this happening on it. I actually have never heard a single case of something like this happening, anything close to this. Unironically, I haven't. Now, maybe there's 1 or 2 cases of this happening in Timbuktu nowhere, but this is not happening on any scale of note in the United States. You're just getting angry at something that isn't happening. When there's so many things to be angry about, and you've decided to choose this. Also, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge it. Timesend8, thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs, having gifted 90 in the community so far. I really appreciate that. This gets you about, I don't know, I got to do the math on who's winning out now. I think Site Chat's still ahead. The $100 donation was still pretty big. But I think that he did just do like the lion's share of the work to recover that. So maybe by the end of the segment, who knows? Maybe Gutter Chat will come back on top. Timesend's really doing the heavy lifting for Gutter Chatters right now.
I mean, you wear earrings.
Really? That's what you wear earrings? You're a woman? How many men wear earrings?
You have beautiful long fingernails.
What is that? What? But these are terrible. What?
Are you sure you're a male, Xavier?
Really? That's it? You have long fingernails and you wear earrings. Yes, there's a scourge of teachers confronting children, say, decide your gender right now. By the way, let me tell you, I think you're a woman because you've got earrings and you have long fingernails. This isn't happening.
Hey, son. What's going on here?
The confrontation. He's getting caught in the act.
I borrowed some of Mom's fingernail paint. Doesn't it look cool, Daddy?
Why are you painting your nails?
Miss Karen, our teacher, mentioned how good nails I have, so I'm painting them instead of cutting them.
Oh.
It looks cool, right, Dad?
No, it actually looks garbage. He has no clue what he's doing. My goodness, okay? My goodness. That right there, proof that he isn't trans. There's the proof.
He's painting his nails, Raven. He said he learned it from some girl in class.
What's the big deal if he has girlfriends? Seriously, Albert?
His teacher, Miss Karen, she instigated it.
Instigate? What does that even mean? Okay. Okay, the story doesn't... Okay, she didn't even instigate it. She just said what she said was insane. Doesn't happen in the United States. But she didn't instigate him painting his nails. She said he had nice nails. They could easily just like dunk on this teacher. They're still getting it wrong.
I think his nails are nice. It's not.
She actually has a point. She actually has a point. She's insane, but not for that reason.
Not a big deal, Albert.
Raven, I find it a big deal. And I set up a meeting with the school and teacher. I need to see what's going on.
Fine, Albert. You're worrying too much about this. When is it?
Tomorrow afternoon. I wanted to pull our son out of this sex education class. I think it's too soon for him.
What, Dad?
Albert, what is this? We didn't discuss this.
So you're saying you guys don't agree?
I don't think a 7-year-old should be learning this. I think he's too young for him.
But I like it, Dad.
I understand, son.
What did he even like learn in the class? He learned fingernail painting. He learned that girls can be boys or boys can be... We don't even know what they learned in the class. They didn't show it.
Albert, come on. You're making a big deal out of this.
Mr. Unger, this class was formulated by experts. Your son missing this class...
Oh, yes. I forgot. You know what they say in, like, high-level, gender and sex education research? If a boy has earrings and paints his nails, he's a woman. I believe it was Sigmund Freud that said that.
Class may leave him behind in knowledge that other kids have. It also helps with preventative measures. I mean, you don't want him getting your girl pregnant at 13, do you?
Damn, she's actually not wrong. She's actually not wrong. They write her to be insane and somehow still make her sound more reasonable than the guy.
I just feel like you're grooming him into being something that he's not.
Albert, seriously, I can't believe you're talking like this.
Sir, I apologize, but this is coming off as phobic.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Karen. Albert, I need you to go wait in your car.
I like they didn't say transphobic or homophobic. They just said phobic. They didn't even specify.
What? No.
You are causing a scene, and you need to go calm down. I won't tell you again.
Such toxic masculinity.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Seriously.
I see here you both have different last names.
Yeah, I didn't want to change my last name.
Very empowering.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I hope whoever wrote this has I hope they stub their toe.
Thank you.
This is ridiculous. This is my son. I should have a say so on what he's learning.
I mean, he's not wrong, but it is pretty sad that he had to like go out into his car to give himself a little hype up.
Just sign your gender here, Xavier. You can be a girl if you want to. It's okay. This is what he wants.
I guess. Do what you feel is best, Xavier.
I don't know what I want to be, Mommy.
Well, you love strawberries over chocolate, right, Xavier?
What is this logic? Where are they getting this? Where is this curriculum that they're basing this off of? What is the curriculum basing off of? If you like strawberries over chocolate, that makes you trans. If you like what was it, like female musicians like Billie Eilish, that makes you trans. If you wear earrings as a man, that makes you trans. Where is this being based off of? Is it like
That is pretty feminine.
But I like chocolate sometimes.
Okay, I do too.
He's shaking. He's shaking.
He's my son. I'm not tolerating this nonsense.
Dude, I would like the idea that like he tries to barge in to the building, tries to barge into the school to save his son, but it's too late. He signs the document. The document bursts into flames. Devil horns appear on Karen's head, and she's like, "Ah ha ha! It's too late. You've already signed him over." And then he gets dragged to hell. It's a cautionary tale.
Put the pen down, son.
Albert, what are you?
Shut your mouth.
Sir, you need to calm down. You're behaving like an animal.
I am an animal, and I'm protecting my son. This is jungle, so you better get back.
Albert, please.
Raven, get your big back in the car and take our son with you.
This is the hero moment, right? The hero moment is, I am an animal. Get my wife. Your job as my wife to get back in the car. This is the hero moment. Shut up with your big ass. Like you send. Why have him cuss if you're gonna censor it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Come on, baby.
Really? Is that part of the lesson? Just tell your wife that they don't have a right to speak right now. Get in the car. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so attracted to you because you were so authoritative with me and you took control of me, and they'll be attracted to you and they'll want to sex you up. Wow. What, he has such game. Wait, what was that look? Dude, that looked flirty. That looked flirty. That looked flirty to me.
Typical angry black man.
Really? They just have to make her racist too? They're just like, you know what? She's not hateable enough. Make her racist. Make her a racist trans advocate.
Don't change, huh, Karen?
She lost one more to God.
Hey.
So what are we gonna do now, Dad?
Well, first we're gonna head down to the city clerk.
City clerk? What's that?
Well, the only thing we're changing today is your last name.
What? So what? So the lesson is not only that, like, you got to stop your children from being indoctrinated into the queer, but also you need to make sure that a woman takes your last name and that she obeys you as a man. Okay, so we got 2 life lessons for the price of 1.
Thank you, Dad. I love being a boy.
No problem, son. I know you'll grow up to be an amazing man. I love you.
I love you too.
It's okay to be a man and have old school morals. There's nothing wrong with accepting the trans community, but there's also nothing wrong with the straight community. We need
So not only did they not leave the story alone and just let us settle on it and think about it, they have to add commentary at the end to explain the moral of the story. Could you imagine if, like, at the end of every movie you had the director come out and they said, like, so for those of you interested, The Lion King, the movie you just watched, was about, you know, growing up and self-exploration and, you know, coming of age story, and like, why like the story was so, it spoke for itself. You didn't need to come out. Also, really, we need to be accepting of the straight community. We don't need straight phobia. That's the last. Okay,
We need to all appreciate each other's upbringings and differences. Don't hate, just appreciate. I truly hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to check out my daughter's new YouTube channel. It's so much fun to make.
she's like 2.
And even more.
That is not your daughter's YouTube channel. It's your YouTube channel. It's your YouTube channel where you film your daughter.
Fun to watch. Click the link above or the link in the description and it'll be pinned on the top of the comment section. Hope to see you there. And remember to subscribe. Unfortunately, you can't comment on those videos, but you can still comment on this video, so leave your comments. I love reading them. And
Oh, dude, I gotta check out the comments on this video. Let me check out the comments. Thank you so much. I just showed this to my child and they are no longer suicidal from being bullied at school for being non-binary. Now my child is suicidal from how bad the video is. Jesus. I couldn't stop laughing at this piece of non-stop unintentional comedy. Conservatives are some of the funniest people when they're trying hard not to be. Imagine getting angry about things that don't even happen. I used to believe in letting children decide for themselves. When I saw how poorly acted and directed this video was, it taught me that the only way forward is to become a teacher and to start forcing kids to be trans myself. This video is unintentionally genius if I were to make a satirical video making fun of right-wingers on gender issues. My goodness. I have now learned to teach my students to become trans. Thank you. This was hearted by the person who made the video. I don't even, why did he heart this? Why did he heart it? What? Does he know that that's an endorsement? What? Like, here's another one he hearted. Wow, look at all the things that don't happen. He hearted. Does he understand what that means? Okay, whatever. What a wild, wild piece of anti-trans propaganda. Pretty crazy stuff, man.